Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday, and with me, as always, it's my co-host, Nick Mason.
It's great to be here. I love being here.
And he's got a secret.
I do have a secret.
Oh, I was just guessing.
Well.
You going to tell me?
Was it a cheeky expression on my face?
No, I just thought I'd say that and see what happens.
Oh, I've got secrets.
What is it? Tell me one.
No.
Oh, I guess
They wouldn't be secrets.
I guess they wouldn't be, Mason.
That's right. Maybe I'll reveal some throughout the show.
I would love that.
That's a little sizzle for the steak there.
Absolutely.
Guess what? I'm not going to reveal any secrets.
Whoa.
They're all crimes.
But they're cool crimes, right?
Yeah, they're cool crimes.
Not crook crimes.
No, they're cool crimes.
Okay, good. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, I've got secrets too, Mason.
Putting me in jail for any of those crimes would be uncool.
Well, I've got secrets too, Mason.
Go on.
Are
they? Is it just the news for the week?
Yeah, okay, it is actually.
Okay.
But I don't mind sharing my secrets because I'm generous. We're going to talk about the...
Plus, none of your secrets are crimes. They're just the news of the week.
That's also true. We're going to talk about Marvel going...
That's also true.
Ooh, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Marvel going back to Hall H and some rumors surrounding that. And also the Disney hack. We're going to talk about who's going to be directing the Avengers movies, the next ones. We're going to talk about...
Is it going to be a bunch of people that Marvel asked and they all said no?
Oh, no.
Oh, interesting.
We're going to talk about...
Is it going to be a couple of directors who directed a bunch of stuff since Infinity War and Endgame, and a lot of it is stuff people think is bad?
It's a secret.
Okay, right.
And yes. We're going to talk about...
God, I love your secrets.
I know. Because they just say them and they're not secrets.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. returning to a future Avengers movie, but it's different than what you might think. We've got trailers. We just missed this last week for Captain America, Birdman versus Redman.
Mm-hmm, sure.
We're going to do a bit of a talk about that.
So the character... We'll get to it later. It's fine.
Get to it. Terminator Zero got a trailer also.
That's right.
We've got some Tenacious D news, which Mason is dying to talk about. We're going to talk about some DCU casting rumors. Some Rebel news, Moon.
Nice.
And then
that's perfect.
a final...
That's the respect it deserves. We could do another take, but we're not going to.
We've never done that. Why would we do it for that? And also a final Deadpool and Wolverine trailer, because we're going to be talking about that next week. There is a particular cameo in that, which you probably know, but we're not going to spoil.
Oh, yeah,
So,
sure, yeah.
But yeah.
And then they probably shouldn't have spoiled.
Completely agree. And then we're going to talk about both the Acolyte and the boys, and then the movie Longlegs and what we're reading.
That's correct, yes.
I'm just going to let the dog out.
Okay. I thought she was out. I think she wants to be in.
Oh, my God. Oh, no, she's in.
Hello, Ollie. Hello.
Time codes below, obviously. But just quickly, I'm going to the UK with a couple of fellas from the Sans Pants
That's
crew.
right.
We're doing a blend of the Weekly Planet and Plumbing the Death Star. There are still tickets available, I believe, for... the website's a bit spotty. It's up and down. I don't know what the deal is. Speak to Joel Zammett from
That's the
Sans
internet.
Pants.
The internet's had a big outage.
It has,
and
hasn't
presumably that's fault.
That's right. There might be some tickets left for the Plumbing the Death Star show, which is in London on the 13th. But and then there's a show in Edinburgh on the 18th, Manchester on the 21st, and Birmingham is now live. Birmingham is now live on the 24th. So there you go. If you are interested, there are tickets below if you're in the area.
What a time.
Come and say hi. And if I might say hi back. Or maybe I'm rude in real life. Come and find out.
Perfect time to find out and have all your illusions shattered about Mr. Sunday movies.
That's right. Here we go, Mason. Hall H. Marvel are coming with 2 panels this year.
Whoa.
One is Deadpool.
We're sorry.
Yep.
Number 2... Just kidding, here's some more slop.
We've got Deadpool versus Wolverine, which is kind of the We're Sorry movie.
It kind of is,
And then upcoming Slate.
Oh, I was right. Okay.
Yeah. Now, a hack group called Null Bulge.
Called the bloody Russo Brothers.
Wow, got him.
Yes!
I like their Avengers movies,
Yeah,
Mason.
me too. Honestly, yeah.
It seems
it's just the first 2 people I could think of.
I haven't seen their Grey Man movies.
In retrospect, you could have said that hack group, and I would have said the Weekly Planet with James and Mesa.
Don't say that.
And then I would have said, yeah, my reaction would have been.
I'd have to get rude on you.
Okay.
I don't want to do that. So yeah, there was a hack that may have revealed the entire...
Yeah, it was bloody Jay Leno.
Whoa.
I've done it again. My references are so current.
He's going to hate that. He's a big fan.
That's right.
He wanted to come on.
Yeah. Could have said Fallon.
Yeah, he wanted to come on too.
Well,
Can you not pick somebody who wanted to come on, Mason?
No. I'm gonna destroy all these connections.
Okay, good.
One at a time. One very relevant talk show host at a time.
So the whole slate may have been revealed. We'll go through it next week because it's next week anyway.
Oh, nice.
We're not going to get into it today because it might not be real, but it probably is, or it isn't, or some of it's real. But we also know from the hack that they made Jeremy Renner shut down his app. Disney are the ones responsible.
I thought that was a joke.
No, it was real, Mason.
Oh, no.
No, I have no idea. Yeah. I hope it was real. I just saw a headline and went, oh, yeah, that'd be funny if it's true. But speaking of, this is by the Wall Street Journal. Nullbulge, which is the group, managed to hack Disney's internal Slack groups and obtained information from over 10,000 channels.
Marvel's Slack group? Whoa. Do you mean the visual effects department?
Whoa.
Yes.
Mason.
Got them. Got those crunched, overworked
They actually work really hard.
Yeah, nice.
They said...
I can do this all day.
They said... including in it was unreleased projects, raw images and codes, some logins, links to external API/website pages, and more. Quote that I've got here, it also says, have fun sifting through it. There is a lot more. Now, apparently they were hacked due to how it handles artist contracts, its approach to AI, and its pretty blatant disregard for the consumer.
Plus, it's a really big target.
Yeah, it
probably helps. And probably if it's a really big target with a lot of employees, there's a lot of ways in. You know what I mean?
That's right. You know. Oh, it seems as if they did shut down Jeremy Renner's app.
Whoa, for real?
I just Googled it, so that is not a joke.
Wow. Jeremy, please.
You're gaining too much traction on social media via your own app.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, there you go. So, these things happen, obviously. And this one did.
And he had to gain traction in a different way.
Yeah.
He was in traction.
He was for quite a while.
Yeah.
But he's okay now, sort of.
He seems fine now.
Yeah. Well, not fine. I think it's going to be a lifetime of rehabilitation. But, in that Men's Health video, which I've seen some clips of, he's looking pretty nimble.
That's great.
He's looking pretty mobile, which I appreciate. Anyways, this is via THR. The Russo brothers are apparently in early talks.
Call him Nimble Jeremy.
Oh, yeah. I don't think now's the time for a rebrand.
No, I think maybe because he's done some music as well.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon he could rebrand his music career as Nimble Jeremy.
Get everybody, I'm Nimble Jeremy. He's Australian now. I'm Nimble Jeremy.
Okay.
I'm from the Outback.
I'm doing Oz hip hop now, and I'm called Nimble Jeremy.
It's his Chris Gaines.
Nice.
Who was that again?
Garth Brooks, yeah.
So THR say that
Chris Gaines has come back?
Oh my God, this guy.
I'm just curious.
No, he hasn't.
I bet he has. Has Chris Gaines come back?
I should have said Chris Gaines.
And sometimes I think you speed through the news too much.
Yeah, you think so?
Sometimes it's time to do a big riff.
It says it's one time. He's a one-off fictional persona, which was in 1999, which was the only year that he was active.
Wow.
There you go. He had a single called Lost in You. It peaked at number 5 on the US charts. Wow.
There you go.
And another one called Right Now, and another one called It Don't Matter to the Sun.
Now, we were alive then.
Yeah, I don't think
we were paying attention to the musical career of Garth Brooks. Did everybody immediately know? Or was it not a secret, I wonder?
Yeah.
I think maybe he was just like, I'm doing this as a bit. Like I don't think there was like there's a new emo country and western guy on the scene. Where's he come from?
Apparently he was initially planned as a persona in the movie The Lamb that never materialized. Yeah.
Okay.
So they did this thing.
Okay, great.
There's a mockumentary, so I'm guessing people knew.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
Very cool, actually. I'm changing my mind on that.
I mean, maybe he's like, yeah, it was a joke. Yeah, I mean, sure, Garth Brooks gets to number 1 and Chris Gaines only got to number 5. That's because Chris Gaines was a joke.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Richard Bachman, Stephen King thing.
No.
It was a joke, actually.
It was a joke.
Imagine if I had a little soul patch. Wouldn't that be? But it was a joke, though.
Yeah.
It's not like I was going through
I
wasn't going through a midlife crisis and I just decided to see how that would look.
I wouldn't do it.
It was a joke, though.
Yeah, it was a joke. THR, though, say that the Russo brothers were in early talks, despite us hearing the opposite a few weeks back, to helm the still untitled Avengers 5 and Avengers Secret Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Makes sense. They've apparently churned through a lot of names. Noah Hawley's name came up, I saw.
Okay. Now, he was the Legion guy.
And he recently wrapped on that Alien series,
that's right,
which is coming out next year, which I'm very excited
Aliens
for.
Earth, I think it's called?
Something like that.
Okay, right.
Speaking of, we're starting the Alien movies this week for Caravan of Garbage, aren't we?
That's right.
Starting with Alien 1979.
Aliens.
What
a song. What a song also from the 90s.
It's true. What do you think about the Russo brothers returning? And if so, when?
For the Avengers 5 and 6.
Do you think that would be when?
I think that would probably be when, yeah.
But why?
Because they want to do it.
Yeah.
And
they did it already?
They did it a few times before, yeah.
People seem to like them.
People seem to like it, yeah.
They did a good
job. They work well in the Marvel toolbox.
It's true. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Do you think part of this is because maybe the stuff that they were doing outside of Marvel didn't... Again, I haven't seen any of it, so I can't speak to this. Maybe they're all incredible. Didn't light up,
Didn't light up our lives in the world. That's right.
Didn't, yeah.
But I mean, you can hardly expect a movie on Netflix to light up the sky and our world and all our lives. You know?
Beverly Hills Cop 4 did.
It did for a minute, didn't it?
I guess, Mason. This is by Jeff Snyder. I think why not, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a safe play.
I think it is too.
And you know they can do it.
Yeah.
Because they did it already.
Yeah, and they probably have a good relationship with all the actors, and they're all friends, and they work well together, and everybody's comfortable.
Yeah. Everybody's in a green suit.
Everybody's in a
standing
green
on a
suit.
green set, being
That's right.
which direction do we run in?
You don't have to anymore.
You don't have to.
We'll do that in post.
So
We'll get those slack idiots over at visual effects to do it.
put some legs in. Jeff Snyder has said that Robert Downey Jr. could return in a future Avengers movie, but here's the thing. It'll be a Stark variant that ultimately transforms into Doctor Doom.
Whoa.
And then he can just do a voice.
That's true.
You don't think they're going to show the inside of the Doctor Doom helmet where he's all like fucked up? They just cut to it?
That is such a weird thing to immediately reveal. Like to be like, actually, we're thinking about bringing him back, and then you'd think he's actually Tony Stark, but then he's actually a variant, and then he's actually Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Thanks. Great.
So you don't want to know is what you're saying?
I do want to know that. What is clearly a plot twist? Are they all right? What's happening?
I don't know. I mean, it might not even be real. I'm sure. Look, he's definitely coming back.
Yep.
I just think they're probably figuring out in what capacity, at what pay rate, and for how many movies, and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of money and as little as possible.
Yep.
Probably.
That's absolutely perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I think they are trying to get back to the successful years, that
Absolutely,
era.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Russo Brothers, new Captain America movie.
That's true.
Whatever, And speaking of, trailers ahoy. Captain America, Birdman versus Redman is here, Mason. We just missed it last week.
That's right.
What's it called again? Brave New World? They changed it from the New World Order or something?
It's
Brave New World, right?
Yeah, it is Brave New. It's Brave New World because New World Order is a conspiracy theory thing.
That's
I
right.
think.
It's a brave new world. Captain America. He's a birdman. He's a birdman now. Oh, he always was. But no. He was always a birdman.
Yes,
He
go on.
wasn't always Captain America.
That is so true.
But now he is. He finally got that series out of his way where he decided he was going to be Captain America, even though he was told that he had to be Captain America.
Right.
But they had to do 8 episodes just to make sure that he really wanted to do it.
That's right.
And so it starts off with an assassination attempt of the president.
That's right.
Isn't that wild?
That is what a world, what a time for that,
Yeah, I know.
More relevant than ever, these movies. Yeah. But it's by Isaiah Bradley, so the original Captain America.
Do you think that's like a whatever thing?
A Manchurian Candidate sort of thing?
Yes.
Absolutely it is.
A whatever thing. That's what I meant, yeah.
Or do I think that they're going to have a scene where that character's like, no, I just decided to kill the president.
Well, he was pretty disgruntled.
That's true.
So maybe he did want to shoot Harrison Ford.
Then I think obviously they're going to be like, he's disgruntled, so obviously he did it. But I
mean, it's a Winter Soldier thing, right? It'd be that kind of program.
Yeah, I would say so.
I assume. Mm-hmm. So you can apparently see the leader in this in a couple of the scenes. Tim Blake Nelson is in the background.
He's got a hat on.
He's got it must be a pretty big hat.
It's a big
must
hat.
be like that hat Homer Simpson wears with the camera in it.
Big 10-gallon hat, absolutely, yes.
What do you feel about Harrison Ford stepping into the role of General Ross?
I like it.
Yep.
They've done the same thing they did in Iron Man 2 when they replaced Terrence Howard.
I look different.
Yes, exactly.
I shaved my mustache off.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Deal with it.
Deal with it.
Yeah, pretty good. Very nice.
He's an old man, isn't he?
Yep.
But he's going to be a big Hulk guy at the end of this movie and trailer.
Yeah. Now, some people have suggested that that's a big fake out.
That it's not Harrison Ford.
Because we got the first appearance of Giancarlo Esposito in this movie. He's Bridge. He's GW
Well,
Bridge.
he said no one has guessed his character.
So it's not Bridge.
I don't believe that nobody has guessed this.
Right?
There is no way that somebody hasn't figured this out unless it's a brand new character.
Well,
in which case it's unguessable.
Yeah, so in the comic books, GW Bridge is a sort of a high-ranking S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. He's basically the character you use when you're not allowed to use Nick Fury for whatever reason.
Right, okay.
He's been another storyline or something.
He's chained to the moon.
Yeah, he might be chained to the moon, for example.
It's a real thing that happened.
Okay, but some people...
In a comic, it's not real.
No, it's not real. This is all fake stuff, actually. But it's real to us.
Yes. No. It's not real to us.
Is it not?
No, it's not real. It was someone drew it.
Interesting.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Some people have suggested, well, actually, he's going to turn into the Red Hulk.
Oh.
Like this is a fake out. But
there could be multiple Hulks.
There might be, but I mean, that feels like on the same level as when people are like, actually, Mysterio maybe will be a hero.
Yeah, okay.
In the Spider-Man movie,
I mean, from the leak, from the leak stuff that we've seen, it seems as if it is Harrison Ford, right?
Yeah, I mean, you get it. You get the briefest of glimpses at the Red Hulk's face from the side, and it does look quite like Harrison Ford, like
he got his head scanned for this.
Yeah, like he got his head scanned. Do you think he did any motion capture in the suit?
No.
Dots on the face.
I think he did the thing where he sat in a chair and then made him do every face possible.
Yeah, right.
You know how they do that?
Yeah.
And then they could we got it from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look grumpy. Look even grumpier.
Do you think is the Red Hulk a talking guy?
Yes.
So he's like, hello, I'm the president.
Precisely, yes.
Yeah. But you don't know in the comic at first who the Red Hulk is, do you?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Because when he's Red Hulk, he doesn't have General Ross's signature mustache.
Yes.
And I don't think it's because the mustache disappears when he becomes the Red Hulk. I think he puts on a fake mustache when he's General Ross.
That's incredible work.
That's good stuff, right?
Yeah, that really throws people off. Here's something else interesting worth mentioning. Sabra, who is from the comic book, is a mutant and a member of the Mossad, the Israeli Secret Service.
Yes.
They've changed that for the movie. You're not going to believe this.
Well, I think they've changed. The character doesn't have the superhero name, but the actor who is playing the character she's in the trailer.
Yes, no, that is true because she's now a former Black Widow and US government agent under General Ross.
But there's been a lot of reshoots for this movie, and what I suspect is happening, based on the couple of frames she's in this movie, I suspect she is the character. Her and whatever her partner is.
Yeah.
I suspect they're the characters that show up every time there's an incident. Like they show up at the last second, and they're like they're
what's that, bro?
They're following.
Say, bro.
They're following the events of the whatever.
Yeah.
And there's maybe a couple of scenes where they're like, "You got to stop. We think you're the behind the whatevers."
I didn't do it.
Well, we think you did do it,
but I didn't.
Well, don't jump out. Oh, he's jumped out of the window.
Jumped out a window.
Well, now we're just regular, so we can't. We can't.
Yeah. So you think this isn't a superhero suit situation?
I don't think so.
Necessarily. Oh, fair enough. Now the dog is trying to get out.
I think she's been minimized in the role and good.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Other notes about any other notes in the?
Those are all my notes. But if you've got,
I was going to say it looks like he's had a serious suit upgrade. Speaking.
Oh
of,
yeah, I do like
it's
the
a
new suit.
full. Like it seems to. Somebody suggested it's a full vibranium suit.
Oh,
to match the shield.
Well,
because he can fly through planes and stuff.
Also,
now.
the big man is in this, sticking out of the earth. The big
man
from Eternals.
Tiamat from Eternals. Yeah,
they acknowledge
that's
that.
what they're fighting over apparently, or something.
Adamantium or vibranium in it or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. They went, yeah, this did happen.
But I'll tell you what, this looks pretty good. If
I
I could
agree.
make an evaluation of this, I really enjoyed the moment where Ross says to Captain America, he says to
Captain America, Anthony Mackie,
but the character's name is
Birdman.
No, wrong.
Falcon.
No, but his
God.
Yeah, right.
Sam Wilson.
Thank you.
Come on.
Yeah.
We're better than this.
Yeah, exactly. But he says you may be Captain. He says you may be Captain America, but you're not Chris Evans. And he says yes, and he says you're right, I'm not. And then the wings come out, and he's flying through the air, and he's flying through the planes.
That's right. Chris Evans could never.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Do you think it's too much having the wings and the shield though?
No.
You like it?
I like it.
I mean, it's in the comics as well.
Yes.
So we recognize it, and that's good.
Also, I think they're almost definitely, because there's the moment where he's doing a kind of Iron Man breaks the sound barrier effect. So I think they're leaning towards, okay, he's a combo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a combo meal. He's a combo platter.
It's also nice to see him because, honestly, we haven't really seen him as Captain America.
Yeah,
there's
true.
one kind of sequence at the end of that TV series. But
that's true.
What is this guy? Where does he align politically? How does he navigate those situations?
He's a moderate liberal, James.
That's right, I forgot.
Yeah.
He wants the best for everybody.
That's true.
He wants to find the middle ground.
We've just learned this, but he's got the same political leanings as that Mr. Beast Twitter post from the other day. Where Mr. Beast's like, well, actually, if I were president, I would figure out what people wanted, and I would talk to experts. I would give everybody what they wanted.
It's a great idea, Mr. Beast.
Everything would be good.
So what he's saying, everybody, is some abortions, right?
Yep,
in the middle.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Anyways, Mason, we also got a trailer. Looks good.
He does look good, yeah.
Trailer for Terminator Zero.
Oh, yeah, that's
right. Which is the Netflix series on August 29th. Mm-hmm. How you feeling about this? Bearing in mind, we don't know anything about it.
Well,
really,
we don't know anything about it. We did watch the trailer, and we still don't know anything about it.
So, I mean, there's some cool Terminator imagery.
I'm not even really sure when it's set.
No,
some of it looks quite post-apocalyptic, but maybe it isn't.
Yeah,
maybe it's just in a rotten part of town.
Here we go. I got it for you. I got the synopsis. Here we go. It was originally known as Terminator the Animated Series. Anime series, sorry.
Nice.
It's developed by Mattson Tomlin.
Great, love that.
There we go.
Love that for us.
And so in Japan, Malcolm Lee has been developing another AI system that is intended to compete with Skynet.
Don't do that.
No, listen. As Judgment Day approaches in 1997, Lee finds himself and his 3 children pursued by an unknown robot assassin.
It's a Terminator.
And a mysterious soldier from the year 2022 has been
Kyle Reese
sent to protect him.
Nice.
So there you go. So it's the Terminator again.
The Terminator again, but maybe in Japan for a bit.
The Terminator is voiced by Timothy Olyphant.
We knew that, I think, yes.
Yeah, Rosario Dawson is in this. It looks good. Mm-hmm. I'm excited.
This is a reteaming of maybe an episode of The Mandalorian where Timothy Olyphant and Rosario Dawson were in it, both the same episode maybe.
Were they in the same episode?
I don't think so, no.
Doesn't matter, I guess. The important thing is that this Terminator is coming on August 29th, and that's cool. I'm excited for this. This has been a good Terminator thing. That's it.
Yep, end of sentence. One day there might be a good one.
Mason, Tenacious D.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not strictly movie news or comic book news.
But close to our hearts,
That's right, yeah.
Big fans of the D back in the day.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, we love the D.
Had the first album.
Yeah, me too.
And
saw the movie eventually.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Seen very bad quality copies of the TV series.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Actually, I watched that. Yeah, a friend of mine lent it to me on Blu-ray. Anyway, there was an incident in Australia. If you can believe
so they are touring. Jack Black and Kyle Gass were touring.
I think you'll find they were touring, Mason. They were touring.
So
they're touring.
Mate.
I think you'll find that they were touring.
And then a clip surfaced from one of the shows in Australia where it was Kyle Gass's birthday.
Yep.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
And he was presented with a birthday cake and he was asked to make a wish. And he said, I wish the next guy shooting at Donald Trump didn't miss, or something like that.
Scandalous.
And everybody big laugh.
Yeah.
Everybody big laugh at a show that's all about rock and roll and hailing Satan and whatever.
Yeah.
And then the next day, Jack Black put out a statement saying to the effect of, all tours cancelled. All current creative plans with Tenacious D have been put on hold. Mm-hmm. Sorry, everyone. And then Kyle Gass put out an apology,
which is since deleted.
He's since deleted, yeah. And now Kyle's been dropped by his agent or something like that. Anyway, it's all. Anyway,
seems to be over.
Seems to be over. Wow, what a turn! I suspect Jack Black got a phone call, or maybe
from the people at Borderlands, his upcoming movie,
or
Gearbox Software,
or from DreamWorks because of Kung Fu Panda, or from Illumination because of the Mario series, or the Democratic campaign in America because he's been doing some appearances there.
Yeah,
and someone said, "Don't do that," and he went, "All right,
I won't."
Yeah.
I also heard it could be a liability thing because there would be an increase in because for their concerts.
Right. Okay. Because they think I think regardless of whether you think they were actually trying to incite political violence, which I don't think they were because it was a comedy show, where they're hailing Satan and so forth. I think it was just a joke at a comedy show. And I don't think anybody from Australia is going to go, you know what? I'm going to go and kill the president. I'm going to fly 20 hours to America and shoot the president.
God, that flight, no good.
Yeah,
it's too long.
Not worth it, I don't think.
Exactly.
But yeah, it ruffled the feathers. Well, it didn't really. I mean, some pearl clutching happened from some people who, are just primed to be.
We would never.
To make a mountain out of a molehill, except they do. They would never, except they always do.
Yeah, absolutely,
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, cancel culture comes for us all, Mason.
That's true.
But not us.
No.
Until it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then who's going to throw the other one under the bus quicker?
I'll do it. I'll be quick.
Nice. Good call.
Mason?
I really hope there was some... I mean, we haven't seen any public statements from this. I hope they sorted out behind the scenes.
Me too, yeah.
Like, in the best of possible worlds, Jack Black said to Kyle, I'm going to get $10 million for my next animated movie, have half. And then we can just... come back when it all blows over or something.
I know there had been some animosity because they've always been together, like before Jack Black blew up.
Yeah. Also, it seems like a bit because, again, if you've seen any of their stuff or listened to their albums, there's always a bit about Kyle getting fired from the band or quitting, and then they come back later. And I understand why people are upset because the whole narrative of Tenacious D, like all the show and all the movies and all this stuff, is about how friendship overcomes everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then for seemingly for Jack Black to be like, well, money's on the line here, so you're fired kind of thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, money's on the line.
Were you saying something about an email?
What?
I don't know. Did you have another thought?
I didn't say email.
Okay, all right.
Did I?
Maybe.
I don't know what's happening here.
Did you have any secret emails?
I said DCU news.
Oh.
This is by Nexus Point News, who said Kumail Nanjiani is going to play Michael John Carter.
Hawkman?
Booster Gold.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay, I should
in an
have known
upcoming
that.
DCU show.
Okay. Great.
Now, Booster Gold is not normally is that Booster Gold name? That's what it's a stupid website.
Maybe.
Michael Carter, yeah.
Okay, right.
There we go.
Then what's Hawkman's real name? I think it's also Carter.
John
It's
Hawkman.
Carter Hall, maybe. Or is
Okay.
that Dr. Fate? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Let me find out for you, Mason.
Okay.
Yeah, Carter Holt, but it's Katar HOL.
All right.
So there you go.
All right.
There you go, Mason.
Okay.
Sometimes he's an alien Birdman, sometimes he's not.
Google, according to Google, people also ask, how's Hawkman so strong? How's he so strong?
He's a Birdman.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
He's got the strength of a bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about that, though? Kumail Nanjiani.
Great.
I feel like it's like Kingo is a similar kind of vibe.
Yeah, that works.
And look,
Works for me.
You just need to dye his hair booster gold blonde.
No, you're absolutely right. It should be an awful dye job.
Yeah. I really think that like he could like encapsulate that kind of like a blowhard
Well, didn't he
celebrity,
do
which is Kingo.
Yeah, he had that role in Book of
Silicon
Boba
Valley?
Fett.
Oh, that's right. As
Was
a
that
fake
it?
Jedi.
Yeah, fake
guy,
Jedi. Yeah, that worked.
That's
Okay.
right, yeah.
I'm liking it.
Anyway, if this is true, I like it.
And Booster Gold, for people who don't know, is a more or less a regular guy from the future who decides he wants to be a superhero in the present day. So he steals a bunch of high tech stuff.
Which is the past for him.
But yeah, so he steals a bunch of high tech stuff from just the future world he lives in, and he just comes back in time, and people are like, "Whoa, this dude can fly."
This guy's incredible. We love him.
Yeah. That's a bit of fun. I like it.
I agree. A couple more bits of news, though. There is going to be a 6-part Rebel Moon podcast.
Okay, great.
It's called...
Are we hosting it?
No.
Okay.
It's called the Seneschel.
It shouldn't be called that.
Seneschel?
Seneschel?
Nah, Seneschel.
Seneschel.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
It follows the story of the first Jimmy, the robot.
Okay.
It's out on July 29th.
So that's Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
The first one, though, because there are others.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. It stars Ella Purnell, Naveen Andrews, Peter Serafinowicz,
Ooh.
Jason Isaacs. There's good names here.
Okay.
Here's the synopsis. Get ready for some good stuff.
Okay, great.
Long before the Mother World battled the rebel army on Velt, 500 years before Issa was reborn,
Oh, 500 years before
Moa
that.
and its colonies were ruled over by the mercurial and brutish despot, the Mad King Ulma.
The Mad King Ulma's going to be in this. Freaking hell.
Despised by his people, but determined not on to power at all costs, Ulma revives the lost prophecy of Issa as a balm for the masses.
Wow.
And with it, he orders a pair of renowned inventors to construct a warrior knight unlike any before.
It's Jimmy the robot.
I'm a robot! A tale of creation, ambition, faith, and betrayal. This is the story of the first Jimmy.
Jimmy.
The man who built him. And the woman who gave him life.
Wow.
What do you think?
Great.
You want to listen?
No.
It's free.
Irrelevant. Not important to me. Some people say the best things in life are free, but I think we're going to have to reevaluate that after the release of Rebel Moon, the Seneschel.
What do you think of something like the best things in life is often things that you're not interested in?
Yes.
Maybe. Do you think
That's
that would...
perfect.
Yeah.
I would have called it Podable Moon.
Podable Moon, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. So anyway, it's good to know that they probably recorded this before and wrote it before the movies, and now here it is, I guess.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Which
Like,
makes sense.
assuming roaring success and people would be interested in all sorts of, what do you call it? It's not called multimedia anymore. They've changed it.
To what? Content?
No,
Glut?
it is content. It is a glut of content.
Okay.
I'll think of it later.
Soup?
It's content soup, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Also, of course, we got the final
Rebel Moon content soup.
final trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine. Do you want to talk about the particular cameo in it?
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay, we'll
so
do some
this
spoilers.
this trailer
This is an emotional one.
I was going to say this is the one where we reveal, that Deadpool's going to get totes emotion maybe towards the third act, and it's going to turn Wolverine around. But more importantly, cameos galore.
That's right.
We get the first viewing of Dogpool. Although if you're,
I've seen he's been around.
he's been around. If you've seen any red carpets recently, this was a dog that was apparently voted the ugliest dog in the world or something like that.
It's all right.
Yeah.
There's uglier dogs in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I think because he's kind of so interesting looking.
Yes.
That to me is not ugly. That's beautiful, actually.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
We got
I would say skip all of this if you don't want to know.
Yeah,
by the
definitely.
way.
And another minute.
And another minute just to be sure, because who knows where the ads
That's right.
go. Yeah.
And there's a brief glimpse of some sort of Western gunslinger Deadpool.
There is a Lady
multiverse.
Deadpool.
There's also
and
Lady
there's a
Deadpool.
bunch of them behind.
Yeah. Now, here's the question.
Yeah.
Is Lady Deadpool just going to be...
Blake Lively?
Well, Blake Lively, so the Ryan Reynolds' wife in real life, it could be Blind Owl's head on Deadpool's body, maybe.
Wait, what?
You know, Blind Owl, the lady who lives in his house.
I don't think it's that.
From another universe or something.
Sure. No,
Yeah.
I think it's like Blake Lively.
I think it could be that. It could also just be regular Deadpool, like Ryan Reynolds' voice coming out of...
Oh.
Because I would guess it'd be a mask and then the blonde hair at the back.
Yeah.
So I reckon it might also just be Ryan Reynolds.
Interesting.
Not even doing a lady voice.
Is Lady Deadpool scarred?
I don't know.
Let me check.
I don't know.
I think Headpool is the X-Men Origins one, right? The one who gets beheaded.
Oh, I see, right.
I'm guessing. I don't know.
Maybe.
Nah, looks like a regular woman.
Okay, great.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's going to be a bunch of them. But the biggest reveal is Daphne Keane is in this.
Yes, as
Return.
X-23. Grown-up X-23.
Seems to be the same Daphne Keane from the Logan same X-23 from the Logan universe. Yeah. This is a pretty... Like, I was surprised how kind of emotional this trailer is.
Right, yes.
You know, I wasn't bawling. I didn't cry.
It seems like you're trying to deflect from the fact that you were crying.
Okay, we're a few days away.
You were like, I love content soup so much.
I'm drinking this content soup.
Yeah.
We're a few days away. We said in the Logan video that we think he's probably not the Logan Deadpool because not the Logan Wolverine because that's a different universe, but the regular
But it seems
Wolverine.
like the Deadpool, the standard issue Deadpool exists in the Logan universe because he says my Logan saved everybody and sacrificed his life, blah, 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 but you haven't or something like that, you know?
I don't know. I was under the impression that they were separate. We talked about it. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was the original one and Logan was a different one. But it seems as if maybe it's just a guy from just another one from another dimension.
Yeah, I think Daphne Keane has come from the Logan universe.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get a little update on that universe.
Yeah.
Probably still sucks.
Probably bad.
Yeah. The wheat's still bad.
The wheat's bad. Don't eat it.
Yeah.
Don't eat it. Yeah. Anyway, episode on that next
Nice.
week. That's all the news.
I love that.
I guess we should kick off what we're talking about this week. The
Go
two
on.
things.
Yes.
With the Acolyte.
Yes.
As we decided before.
We did. It's true.
And now we can do it. We can
do
put
it right
our
now.
plan into action.
That's right. I don't think we're going to pull it off without a hitch.
Yeah, let's try that now. Let's try this. What do you think the story was?
Oh, come on, mate.
Yeah.
All right.
It's 100 years.
Yep. It's 100 years.
Before something.
Yeah, it's 100 years before something, probably a few thousand years after something else.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, there's a... So, I mean, we talked about this briefly a few weeks ago when it debuted, but at the start of the series, there's a woman.
Yep.
She's going around and she's trying to kill Jedi.
Who is it?
Well, who's to say?
Full spoilers?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
done.
Okay, right. And then later we see just the seemingly the same woman.
Yeah.
She's just a lowly
Who is it?
starship technician repair lady.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not going to tell you what I did on the weekend. Cheeky.
Yeah. I killed Carrie-Anne Moss.
No, she didn't know.
Oh, yeah, they're twins. But they're not twins.
Oh, yes,
They're
go
the
on.
same person.
Yes, that's right.
Which is different. Mm-hmm. It's fine.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, look, I'm not, I don't,
Now, this was your opinion at 2 episodes in,
yeah,
I
I
believe.
think it's, I think there are some high points. I think there's I think it's cast pretty well. I think some of the action is pretty solid.
I think Carrie-Anne Moss as a choice,
Yeah.
even though she's only in the first episode and then, some
flashback
flashbacks.
stuff, yeah.
I think that's a good choice. She knows what she's doing.
Absolutely.
I mean, if I were to say, I think because there's been a lot of online backlash to this series, as there
it's
has been with almost every
crazy.
piece of Star Trek media and Star Wars media,
Both.
since Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And I would, for everything that people have complained, like the most vocal complaints have been about stuff that I enjoyed the most in the series.
I don't know, for me, it's the stuff that I don't give a shit about. It's
right.
the why's that guy in a cave? Why's the crystal bleeding
Right.
into the lights?
Yeah,
Why did Anakin's lightsaber?
Why
turn
did they
into
jump
blah,
off
blah,
the
blah?
thing and it went in slow motion?
Yeah.
What did the?
Okay.
But I think highlights of this series. I think a lot of the fight sequences were very good.
There's a bit where
But
Jason.
how could a lightsaber just bounce off a helmet? It just did, all right?
No, it's that special material they even mentioned.
Oh, how did he ever get the special? He's a bad guy. It doesn't matter where he got it. It just
Well, it's also in the wall of the cave. You
Yeah.
see there's like a seam of it in the
Yeah.
cave. It's a special lightsaber-proof thing that shorts out lightsabers. But that there's
but it's actually so rare in extended material. In the extended universe, it's so rare. Well, he
it's
got
so
it.
rare that this is the first time we've seen
Yeah.
it in
Yeah.
live action.
Yeah.
But it's Jason from The Good Place.
It sure
He
is.
was absolutely a highlight of this, just him murdering a bunch of dorks. I love that a lot because like none of these characters, I'm like, ooh, like
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
just watching them all get.
You know what's
killed was
interesting as
fun.
well is that I feel like all the people that are complaining about how the Jedi in this are sort of bad and incompetent and covering up, awful deeds and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
The people complaining about that would have been the people that identified with the bad guys for years. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right, yeah.
And now they're like, how was it? This is really it's actually really insulting to suggest the Jedi are bad guys in some way. And it's like
A lot of the movies say that.
Yeah.
Also.
like I feel like these are the kind of people who be like, I love Darth Vader, I love Boba Fett.
yeah.
And now they're like, what? This is insulting to the Jedi. You never thought you were the Jedi.
No,
You always
but
thought you were Boba Fett.
But the other thing is, like, I think the witches in this, because there's like a coven of secret force users in this.
That's right.
Like, I don't think it explicitly says that they're right either.
No.
I don't think it's like it seems to be just a comical misunderstanding that leads to most people's murder.
Which could have been solved with a post-it note.
Exactly, yeah. Like, I think the execution of that, literally, it wasn't great. I think my problem with this is I think it's structured in a way where all the reveals are revealed very early on. So anything, it's like, oh, who's like every reveal is not a reveal.
Well, that's true, yeah.
And it's not because you can go online and like puzzle through like all the clues. It's because it's very heavily telegraphed.
Like,
in
for
the
example,
show.
there's a scene, that we know in advance that Osha and Mace switch places sort of towards the end of the series, which would have been a fun reveal to have been revealed to us kind of thing, but we knew already.
We knew it. I mean, also at the start, like it was like, well, why is this woman, this one singular person, killing Jedi and then going to work on a spaceship? Oh, it's two people.
Yeah, we
And
knew
then
that
it's
almost
like,
immediately.
oh, who's the secret Sith guy? Oh, it's Jason from The Good Place, the guy who it very obviously was.
Yeah,
you know what I think that guy should have done to throw off the fact that he wasn't that guy? He could have used the Force to like elevate his cloak and helmet and just have it be like, there he is, he's over there.
He could have done that.
I think that would have been cool.
Yeah, he wouldn't have needed the Force.
Yeah.
He could get a stick.
How did they create the they used the Force. They used the Force and they created the tunes. We know. And there's like the one of the leads in this, I guess, played by Lee Jung-jae, who's from Squid Game, who I really enjoyed in this.
Yeah.
Like there's several times throughout this series where he's like, okay, sit down, I'm going to tell you the secret about how all those witches died. I'm ready to tell you the secret. And then he'd be like, and then something would happen, and then the next episode he's like, I think it's time now. Oh, there's an explosion. Just give me a minute. And then the secret is, yeah, I don't know, I fucked up. Like, she turned into mist and I panicked.
Yeah, that's true, yes. Yeah.
I just think, it wasn't compelling enough. Or even when you saw what happened, like, because it's eventually shown what went down and how the Jedi botched it, and there was this great misunderstanding which led to the murder of all these witches. They all fell asleep, but they actually died. But I think the execution of that wasn't that compelling. It's like, oh, that's how it happened, did it? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
okay, sure.
I think little restructure in this I think it could have gone a long way.
Yeah,
it
you
felt
think
like
you're
there
probably
wasn't a lot of story stretched out over too many episodes, maybe.
Could have been a movie.
Maybe. Yeah, or at least a book.
Could have been a book. Could have been a novelty single.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that Phantom Menace one that Weird Al did.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, like the combat stuff I did, like especially the first one.
But again, I think there are a lot of people out there who are critical of this. They're like, why is the fighting style? Because it's a different part. I like the idea in the Star Wars universe that everything's set in different parts of the galaxy and maybe a different fighting style evolved. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There's different, we know that there are different like lightsaber stances and different ways of doing it. Why not in this corner of the galaxy, this sort of martial art is popular? You know what I mean?
And the thing is, like, the Jedi practice a certain way. You know, if they're doing boxing, that guy's doing fucking Krav Maga. You know, like, they have completely different fighting styles, and they're not used to that. They're used to they're standing in a circle and like, and you know, like blocking things, blocking little lasers. But this guy's a maniac, and he cheats, and he's you know, and he uses misdirection and little gadgets.
I loved especially the final fight between Sol, the Jedi Master, and the bad guy in the final episode, where it's just it's half lightsaber battle and half fist fight.
Yeah.
I like that,
Me too. I enjoyed that.
It's good. They're putting each other in chokeholds and then trying to cut each other's heads off.
I'll cut you up.
Yeah, I thought that was a lot of fun.
I think there is some lightsaber stuff in this, and I've thought this for pretty much all the TV stuff. It looks like they are using those glowing sticks on set.
Mm-hmm.
It seems there are some moments where you might see them from a distance, and it does just look like that's what they're doing, and they're not coming in and enhancing it much at all. Like that original like rotoscoping technique of lightsabers. That to me is like how
it should be done.
How I just think it looks the best, and and there is this almost this unreality to it because it stands out so much from the environment, and it doesn't actually cast light really often.
Yeah,
so like the rules on lightsabers are all over the place.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it does feel a lot of like, I see you've got a prop, and you know. But sometimes you don't. Sometimes you see it up close and they've animated the blade entirely. But yeah, I also think when they've got the two, what's the name of the actor?
Amandla
Stenberg. When they've got the two of them together, like that's incredible performance. The fact that you can tell them apart,
yes,
and also that just having them in like that you have to do that acting off. You know, you got to do the same or stand in. You know, you have to
aboard work experience.
That's right. Yeah. But then also, like, there is a seamless. There was a moment in this where I'm like, "Is this actually a twin? Is there actually two of these people in real life?" And no, it's just very well done, like the way that they're put together. But yeah, and I also don't even mind that. Yeah, they kind of were aiming for the chosen one kind of thing, but they fucked up and they made two people by accident who are one essentially.
Yeah,
like there's some weird stuff in the Force, and if you poke around at it. Something's gonna happen.
Something weird's gonna happen. Yeah. I thought it was. I think it's interesting that a lot of people were very critical of this because it leads into further Star Wars stories set later on. It's like, well, because we get a brief appearance from who was apparently Darth Plagueis.
Were you blown-minded?
No, I was like, who's that guy? Because I don't know anything about that guy. I thought he was made up. I thought he was Palpatine.
No. Oh, no. He was Palpatine's master at some point.
Okay, right.
And
there
then
you
Palpatine
go.
apparently killed him. There is a book, which might not be canon anymore.
Well, it's not because this guy's in a cave now.
No, I don't think it matters. I think it doesn't contradict the book. I think he could be,
But I saw people were mad because they're like, so Plagueis just got his idea from this. Yeah.
Maybe he did.
Maybe, like, why is that? Oh, so this guy who we don't know anything about in current canon, he got an idea from somewhere else. Like, is that a crime? Is it?
Maybe
he didn't come up with it all on his lonesome.
Maybe he already had the idea.
Maybe he already had the idea. And he went, "Hey, I was going to do that. I was going to do that. I guess I can still do it.
Yeah.
I guess."
And Yoda's in it.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Does that make him? Is that because Kai Mundi or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the big.
Does it ruin the Yoda?
Does it ruin the Yoda timeline?
He's in all the High Republic shit.
Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
God, that guy. When has he ever had hair?
Well.
Cut him a break.
Yeah.
Give him a beautiful mane of hair.
Yeah.
So you familiar with the lightsaber bleeding crystal thing?
I mean, now I am.
It's in expanded media,
okay,
like at canon stuff. Like it happens in second Fallen Order game.
When the original Star Wars stuff came out,
yeah,
I mean the good guys had a blue lightsaber and the bad guys had a red lightsaber because that's how it works.
Yeah,
but now and then I guess for many years it was just like, well, if you're a good guy, you have a crystal that is blue or green or whatever.
Yeah,
and if you're a bad guy, you get a red one.
Yeah, but
apparently they've changed the rules, so like. Red lightsabers come from you get a good guy lightsaber and you break it or something?
You basically corrupt it, yeah.
Okay, right.
It's in, Fallen Order, or the second Fallen Order, whatever that game is. Darth Vader does it, and there's a comic book where when he goes and gets his lightsaber,
Darth Vader goes and gets his lightsaber?
No, he goes out, pretty much. He goes and finds a crystal and he, like, corrupts it. And like, there are rules around it, like, you have to kind of hold on to it and pour, like, your hate into it and whatever, and it corrupts it.
Okay.
And people are saying, well, how is this possible? Because in this version...
Yes.
Like she's holding onto the lightsaber, she's not holding the crystal.
Okay.
And you see it kind of happen in real time.
Okay.
But if you look closely, like the lightsaber had been broken and the crystal is sticking out the side of them. So she does.
Yeah.
They did it right. If you were worried that they didn't do it right, they did do it right.
If you were worried that actually all her hate was 2 inches away from the kyber crystal, well, it actually was closer than you, and that's against the rules. Well, actually, it was closer than you think.
Yeah, that's right.
So grow up.
Yeah, grow up, man. So but like even if it wasn't, again, that's not. I don't know. I think I was just kind of. I expected just more from this. I think.
Right.
I don't think it's the worst Star Wars TV. I think
It's not.
I think Boba Fett is worse.
Ahsoka is worse.
So, yeah, probably.
It is worse. No,
yeah,
it
okay,
is.
sure. I don't really remember. Sure, why not? I think I didn't like The Mandalorian season 3
Yep.
very much.
Yep.
So I think it's probably better than most of those.
So I would say, based on the concept of chronological order, I would say it's an uptick
Yeah, you
in
might be
terms of
right.
Star Wars TV.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I don't know whether we'll get a second season though, because it's been incredibly like vitriolic.
Yeah. I'll give you this. I didn't really understand what happened at the end.
Okay, sure. I mean,
So-
you saw Yoda then.
No, I did see Yoda, but okay. So what happened was Osha, who was the good version.
Yeah.
They
swapped.
Well, they did swap, but then at the end, and Osha was the one that corrupted the Jedi, the Kyber crystal, and she's got the red lightsaber, and she is the one that kills Sol. She invents the throat crush, the Force throat crush.
Oh, so Darth Vader borrowed it, did he?
Yeah, he did. He just not an original idea in his life. But so then May, who's the one who was initially killing the Jedi.
I mean, she'd come around a fair few episodes earlier. Do you remember?
Yeah, that's true, yeah. But she agrees to have her mind wiped.
Yeah.
And then Osha goes with Kumail, who's the Sith guy,
Yeah.
to go and get trained by him.
Yeah.
So what is the strategy there? Why did May get her mind wiped?
I guess so she wouldn't go to jail for murders.
Oh, maybe they could have all just gotten on the ship then.
Nah.
And gone away.
No.
Okay.
Mind wipe.
Terrific.
And you get to meet Yoda.
That's true.
Oh, and that dude was blamed for all the stuff with the witches.
That's true, yeah.
Which, whatever.
Classic cover up. I like
Oh,
that.
and that Kumail guy is the apprentice of that bald green alien.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's something.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. It's corruption all the way down the line.
It really is, Mason.
Yeah,
It makes you think.
That's cool.
I did like that guy was like, he was a politician. He comes in and goes, the Jedi suck.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop this.
Yeah.
I liked him.
He's cool.
I was like, yeah, good
Yeah.
point, man. Good point.
But have you factored in this? They'll chop your head off. They'll cover it up. They'll say you slipped. So
Exactly. All in all, yeah, it's all right.
yeah,
What do you think? It's all right?
I thought it was fun.
All right, cool. Should we talk about Du Bois?
Let's talk about Du Bois season 4.
What's the story? Morning Glory.
Well, the boys,
Yeah.
they're getting amongst it.
What are they up to?
Well,
Are they being gross again?
everybody's being a bit gross, quite frankly.
Again?
And they will remain gross, I think. Homeland is he's causing a bit of trouble, isn't he? Bit of strife,
Yeah.
bit of bubble and what do they say?
Bubble and trouble?
No,
Toil and trouble?
no. What do they
Bubble
say?
and squeak?
Yeah, no, they say, oh, it's trouble and strife. The wife.
Oh,
That's what I'm
okay,
thinking
yeah.
of.
All
That's what
right,
I'm thinking of. Okay, but the boys.
Yeah.
The boys are going to stop Homelander. They're
I
going to
agree.
stop him, Yeah.
Yeah. They've been trying to do that for a while now.
They sure
But
have.
they mean it this time.
They really do.
Because he
mean it this
kept
time.
getting away with it.
Yeah, that's right.
And now he's older a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's losing his marbles.
Yeah, he is. A little bit more so than... I think
But
that
he's got a plan with Sage to get
the
Supes,
smartest person on earth.
get Supes in the White House.
Yep.
And the boys got to stop him.
That's right. Spoilers?
Yeah. Time for spoilers.
Spoilers, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is diminishing returns this season.
Well, I mean, it's good then that they're heading towards.
I think that's great. I think it's
Yeah.
really good that there's one season left. I think it does feel, even though it does take it some interesting places, I don't think this season was as strong as the other seasons.
Sure.
Do you disagree with that?
I mean, I think it's.
I did not enjoy it.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I thought it was very enjoyable. I think everybody got some nice character moments in this. We got some, if you're in it for the gross outs and the
you're gonna get 'em.
people being torn limb from limb, you're going to get a few of those.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Gosh,
You're really thinking about it.
yeah, I'm really thinking about it. But maybe you're right. Maybe there isn't as many highlights. And again, like I said, when the first few episodes came out, this season seems to be quite on the nose.
Yeah.
Some of the
Do you think that is, though, a result of not just kind of copying things that are happening in the real world,
Yeah.
but the universe of The Boys has also been escalating? Like it has been building to this
yeah, maybe okay.
ultimate,
Yeah.
violent conclusion and
Yeah, sure.
insurrections and erections and so on.
Sure, yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. But do you think, there is, though? I mean, Eric Kripke keeps coming out and saying, Homelander is Trump. It's Trump.
Oh, yeah, right, yes. Uh-huh.
I mean, he did also say that like several years ago.
Yeah. But then in the show we've got, of course, Victoria Newman, who's meant to be an AOC type character.
Yeah.
But AOC is also in this universe.
Yeah, that's
you know
right.
What I mean?
That's right. Is that confusing to you?
Yeah, a little bit. Hang on, let's bring up the episode list, and we can talk. Maybe we can talk about episodes
Sure.
individually. I mean, there was, of course, an episode where we see Tech Knight, who's sort of meant to be in the comic. He's more of an Iron Man style character, but in this, he's sort of a Batman kind of generic.
Doesn't really have a superhero persona as much. He's mostly not doing that.
No, and he's mostly a sex criminal.
Yeah, it seems that way. Yeah. And he's over from Gen V.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you make? Like, what in relation to him? What do you?
I don't know. It's just that's a character that people have sort of been clamoring for, I think.
Okay, yeah,
so
right.
we finally got that, but now he's out of the picture because he dead.
He died.
Yeah.
Butcher's sick as well. Big point of this is he took too much superhero juice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now he got really sick, but then he's not sick.
Yeah.
At the end, he's not sick.
Well, I was sort of under the impression that in the boys' universe, maybe they tried to change this without telling anybody, but in the boys' universe, the way you become a soup is you get exposed to compound V when you're a kid, or maybe when your mother is pregnant, and that's how. But and subsequently they made temporary V where you can temporarily get a superpowers. But now you can just inject yourself with V and you get superpowers
forever, probably.
Seems that way, right?
Yeah.
Has that always been the case?
I can't remember.
I think that's new.
Yeah, maybe it is. I mean, there's always been that compound, but I don't know if we've ever seen anybody just directing that, like putting it directly into themselves.
Yeah, but now Victoria Newman did it with her daughter.
Yeah. What's her name? Who runs Ashley did it as well at the end.
Yeah, that's right.
But we don't know the result of that as of yet. Yeah.
Butcher has obviously taken it and gotten weird tentacle powers.
Yes. Do you think that cured him of dying?
Maybe
because he looked better at the end.
He did look better at the end,
because he's got one of the plot twists, which I'm sure everybody saw coming. Was Jeffrey Dean Morgan plays a guy who's like, "You work for me now, and we're going to take down the soups or whatever." But it's really in his mind. Is that the Cthulhu kind of thing that lives within him?
Yeah, that's a great question.
That he let kind of take over.
Yeah, maybe. Is it a separate intelligence somehow? Great question.
Yeah.
Huey and
it'll get ripped out of him at some point. Yeah.
Huey and his mother, of course, gave Simon Pegg in a wildly irresponsible move.
Yes.
There's a lot of. It's interesting as well. It's sort of that thing of like, well, if the soups do something, they got to pay for it.
Yeah.
But in this instance, they gave his father with dementia V, and then he became an incredibly unstable man going on a rampage in a hospital.
Yes.
They should all be in prison.
Absolutely,
I think.
they should.
You know what? So it's fine if Huey does it.
He killed a lot of normal people.
He killed a lot of normal people. And I think one of them's in the hospital bed talking to a nurse like, "Hey, baby, want to go on a date?" And then he gets torn to shreds.
Runs through it.
And we're supposed to be like, well, I guess he's a bit forward, so I suppose he does deserve to be torn to pieces. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we've reached that point of the narrative, and like maybe it is time to wrap this up where a lot of the boys have done stuff that is on par or worse than all the superheroes. So maybe, when are they going to face some consequences?
And a lot of those things are, a lot of the times they're doing it, they're like, for selfish and irresponsible reasons. It's not like there's a higher calling for this, or, it's just like, no, I want to do this. Let's do it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, Huey and his mother should have handed themselves into the police.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Starlight loses her powers in this for a time.
Because she gets the Spider-Man 2 disease.
Yes, the Spider-Man 2
disease.
She loses
her confidence.
Loses her confidence, yeah. That's after she beats up Firecracker, who's a new character who's basically Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
With some superpowers, some durability. And
yeah.
I think her relationship with Homelander is interesting. Like, she's obviously just a very big fan, and he's kind of indifferent to her, and that's obviously with like the breastfeeding thing kicks off and all of that. I mean, the Homelander's complete like disgust with everybody around him is just, I just find endlessly amusing and terrifying. Though I think he has also become less terrifying in previous seasons, because he'll be in a room and be like, whatever.
Yeah, I think as well, some people have suggested, depending on how charitable you are towards this series, some people have said he's gotten a lot dumber since season 1.
Yeah, maybe. Or more unhinged.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like in the first season, he was investigating stuff on his own, and he seemed to be quite across a lot of stuff, and he was, he seemed to be a bunch of steps ahead of everybody else. Remember when Homelander puts a bomb on one of his CIA corporate contacts, and then Homelander is way ahead of the game and he rushes them all out of the building and blah, blah, blah. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that at all.
Okay, well, anyway.
But it did happen.
Yeah, but I mean, again, to be less critical of it, I guess you could say, well, he is becoming more unhinged.
And he's paranoid. He's got no one to lean on. And
he's going grey.
And he's going grey. Can you imagine?
Nope. Can you imagine?
No, Mason, I can't.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't have to imagine. I just live it every goddamn day. But yeah, I it's also interesting that they're showing a lot of flaws. Not just like they show that he's out of the suit. He's not like completely ripped.
Right. Okay.
He's aging. He's losing his mind. He's not. I think that's like sort of humanizing him in a way. I find really interesting. And they're just like, he is aging. Like he's a guy. He's not going to live forever. He's not invulnerable.
Let me ask you this question. In terms of stuff being on the nose, how dumb do you think the general public are in the boys' universe? And is it accurate to the real world? Because there's moments in this where, like, there's a moment where Sage throws she's pretending to be one of the Starlighters, and there's two protests happening at the same time, a protest and a counter protest, and she throws a rock or something, and everybody's like, let's kill each other. Yeah. You know what I mean? Does that feel accurate to you?
I think that maybe some of it is slightly exaggerated, but things are pretty tense.
They are tense.
And you can...
Yeah, maybe if we had superheroes, things would be more tense also.
Yeah, but I think people are on edge, and people are tired and confused and like struggling day to day and being lied to constantly and, picking sides when it's mostly just corporations really.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is obviously the big point of this show. But yeah, I think people are stupid enough to believe anything.
Yeah, no,
and you
right.
can get a certain percentage of people to believe literally anything.
That's true.
Yeah. So I think, there's when we've seen stuff kick off, for the stupidest reasons, and then you can show people the blatant evidence of something not being like they're being told, and it doesn't matter. Like getting somebody like
because they want to believe it.
Yeah, and getting someone like un-QAnon'd, it's basically impossible. You're so far down the rabbit hole.
That's true.
Yeah. So Yeah. Anyway, Huey, he's treated pretty appallingly. People,
some crook stuff
multiple
happens to him.
times in this.
Yeah,
but it's weird because it is kind of played for laughs. At least one of the times.
Yeah.
And
I guess because he masquerades as Web Weaver, who's like a Spider-Man version, and he goes to Tech Knight's sex dungeon.
Yeah.
And weird sex stuff happens to him.
Yeah.
But most of that I think is meant to be for laughs, because it's like sitting on a cake or getting spanked or whatever, that kind of thing. But you can imagine, it's crook.
It's crook.
And then he has sex with a shapeshifter who's taken the place of Starlight, which is crook.
That's crook. You shouldn't do that.
But I also like...
I like that shapeshifter, like, tearing skin off, and I like that.
I also think they sort of had to think fast there, because they're like, how would she know anything about being Starlight? She's telepathic,
does
I guess.
as well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But I guess you could think, like, you could really kind of look at any season of this show, and if that was, if an event in the show was relevant to your life, it would make sense. You were kind of traumatized by it. Like in the first episode of the series, Huey's girlfriend is turned to paste because A-Train runs through the streets and just explodes her. And like if you watched that and someone you knew had been hit by a car or something, you would feel the same thing. I imagine,
I guess
maybe you'd be like, I'm out now. That's too close to the bone.
I think there would have been multiple people throughout this series just being like, no, I'm out now. Yeah.
A man did expand really big in my dick hole and I exploded. And that's too close.
I'm out.
It's too close to the bone, as it were.
Comique and Frenchie hook up at the end.
They sure do.
Which I thought I would hate, but I was like, that's all right.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
They seem like they like each other. That's cool.
Yeah.
And he's got a subplot of dating a guy whose family he murdered or something.
Whoops.
Yeah, whoops, I guess. I enjoyed A-Train's... he just disappeared, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like him and Maeve, Maeve the previous season and him this season, he doesn't even show up in the last episode.
Do you think they're just
gone.
They're going to return in the
Absolutely.
final season in some capacity?
Almost certainly.
Well, we did get at least a photo with the whole 7 in it, and Maeve was, Yeah. And I think that's probably, to keep her in the mind of the viewers.
Absolutely,
to bring her back at some point.
The Deep is doing his own little adventures as well with Tilda Swinton Octopus and, and whatever. Uh-huh. Yeah, he's fun. He's just a fun character, fun, dumb character. And the new Black Noir's fun as well.
Who can fly, it turns out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I like we're all over the place with this
we really
conversation, but that's fine. But again, maybe it's just because the narrative isn't as And
Yeah.
it's not as compelling. Again, still enjoyable. I like the fact that the boys keep a minigun in a trunk in their office just in case they need it.
You never know.
And they did.
That's right. So in terms of the ending, it's it's a bit of a downer.
Sure.
Most of them get captured.
Yeah.
Or some of them get captured at least.
Now, someone pointed this out on the internet, and I don't know if this is relevant. It's only the boys that get captured.
Right.
Gets captured, Marvin Milk,
Yeah.
which turns out to be his real name in the series. I was doing it as a joke. His name actually is Marvin Milk.
Great, that's good.
And Frenchie and Huey get captured.
Yeah.
But it seems like Starlight escapes.
Butcher's out.
They don't seem to be interested in Kimiko. Maybe,
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Butcher's gone.
Were they just
also.
capturing the regular guys for leverage or something?
I think they were I think the idea was to capture Starlight and she bailed at the very least.
That's true.
But yeah, maybe they're separating Frenchie and Kimiko in different cells and
Yeah,
whatever.
maybe.
That's
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know, honestly. I
Yeah.
do not know. Yeah. Did you see the posters for the season 5? They're like they're hinting towards what's next. And it's
Because Homelander's headed towards the White House?
yeah, and there's other ones where I think is the Australian Parliament in there as well? I can't remember.
Might be.
Is he looking at world
Is
domination?
he looking at Bob Catter?
I hope not.
Is he having a meeting with Bob
He
Catter?
might be looking at Bob Catter.
What else? I like this sort of standalone episode where they went to the farm and it was killer
animals and stuff.
Killer animals.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
So Garth Ennis, who created the boys originally, he wrote a series for DC called Hitman.
Yes.
Not Agent 47 Hitman, but like a DC Universe Hitman.
Yeah.
And there's an issue called Zombie Night at the Gotham Aquarium.
Yes.
Which is sort of very reminiscent of this. I don't know if there was a killer animal issue of the boys. There probably was.
I didn't finish it, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. You finished it, didn't you?
Yes, but I don't remember any of
Yeah.
it. It's crook. What else?
Well, there's a post credits, obviously, with Soldier Boy.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Returning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently also Jared
Padalecki.
Yeah, he's also going to be
Okay.
because they're both obviously they were the Winchester brothers.
That's true.
Along with Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who's in that series.
Yes.
Also, they're going to be in the next series as well. Do you think Ryan is going to be the one to kill Homelander?
Maybe.
I think it'll probably be Butcher,
Yeah.
but it will be with Ryan's assistance.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds fun.
I mean, he also killed that woman.
He did kill that woman. Yeah.
And that other guy that he pushed into the
Yeah,
building.
he killed that woman, so I think I guess you have to set up a character like that to be okay with killing.
Yeah, okay.
Because at the end, if he just is like, yeah, I'm going to kill my dad,
Yeah.
here's some laser eyes in
Yeah.
your eyes, then it maybe wouldn't feel as true. But if you go, well, he's killed before.
Yeah,
So
maybe
he'll
you're right.
kill again.
He'll kill, yeah.
He'll kill again, and I think that's great.
One thing I think we talked about when we were talking about the first 3 episodes, though, I found it interesting that they were like, yeah, all the saves are fake.
Right, yeah.
Or most of them.
Uh-huh.
They might use Homelander to fly into a war zone for whatever.
Yeah, right,
But it's
uh-huh.
mostly just all staged and all.
yeah.
They don't do any real good ever.
Yes.
Which I thought was, interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, and makes sense within this universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's pretty much where I'm at, though.
Yeah. I'm looking for, I mean,
I liked it.
Yeah,
did.
I liked it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Probably not the best season, but
No.
it does set things in motion for
Yes.
the final season. We get I think as some people have predicted, we get a Butcher who's sort of leaning towards evil, or
Yeah.
he's leaning towards a solution that might kill all the soups in the world,
Yes.
and most of them deserve it, honestly.
Oh, Victoria Newman is torn in half.
She is done. That's true, yes.
That's the thing that
Yeah.
happens.
Oh, and her daughter has to go to the group home that she went to.
Oh, that's right.
that
That was
turned her
her
rotten.
greatest fear. Well, there you go.
And did we also get some of the people that captured the boys at the end? Were they from Gen V?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I
the
thought.
two that.
Kimiko and Frenchie.
Yeah, they did a bunch of those murders in Gen V, but they ended up being released and everyone else was framed.
That's what I thought.
But I think we're going to get another season of Gen V before we get
Yeah, I think
another
so too.
season of this. So that'll fill in some gaps, but probably not that many gaps,
No.
I'd imagine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Is that everything?
That's everything.
Check it out.
Check it out.
You probably checked it out already.
You probably checked it out already.
Yeah. All right. Thanks everyone. But we've got another segment actually. What's it called?
Sure we do. You were going to wrap it up.
Thanks everyone for the news for the theme song that Collins puts in.
There it is.
It's the What We're Reading theme song.
It is what we read and what we're going to read.
I'm doing the theme. What are we reading today? All right, we both saw Longlegs.
You did. It's true.
It's a spooky movie.
It's a spooky movie, James. Spooky movie directed by Osgood Perkins.
Yes.
Who is the son of Anthony Perkins, who was Sammy Psycho in the movie Psycho.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense because this guy, you have to be bloody psycho to make a movie like this, Mason.
Better believe it.
What do you think the story was?
Oh, come on, mate.
This is 3 in a row.
It is. Oh my God, it really is.
Yeah.
And I've done so well with the previous two.
Completely agree.
Okay, so
It's the 90s.
it is the 90s. This is a
Took
period.
me a while to figure it out.
Yeah, this is a period piece.
I was like, why is there a picture of Bill Clinton in this?
why are these cars sort of old? Is it just the
Use
town?
your phone.
Yeah, why don't you just use a phone? So it's the 90s, and for 30 years, there's been a series of murders.
Yes.
They seem to be linked together.
Yep.
So it's always families with a daughter that was born on the 14th of the month.
Yep.
And what seems to be happening is in the family home, the father kills the family and then kills himself.
Yes.
There is also a coded note left by somebody called Longlegs.
Yep.
They can't decipher it, but there's never any evidence that anyone else was ever in the house.
Yes, that's right.
But they're searching for somebody who is somehow responsible. Maybe
Yeah.
he's telling them to do this, somehow.
Yeah.
But so we get an FBI agent named Lee,
Mm-hmm.
and played by Micah Monroe.
Who's great.
Yes, she's very good.
Yeah.
And she's a sort of she's a little socially awkward.
Sure.
She's a little withdrawn.
But why?
Yeah.
But why, Mason?
We'll talk about it in the movie. We'll talk about it when we discuss the movie.
She teams up with Blair Underwood.
Yeah, so she's got a knack for understanding patterns and,
Yeah.
and seeing clues. She's very
Maybe there's a supernatural element
maybe
to it.
she's just very intuitive.
Yeah.
and she gets put on the Longlegs case, and they got to track down Longlegs.
Yeah.
Who's Nicolas Cage, by the way?
Do you think
Yes.
you would have known this was Nicolas Cage?
I think the voice would have got to me eventually.
Yeah, because it's a big performance, but he is kind of unrecognizable.
Yeah.
I wasn't this is Nicolas Cage doing his thing. Like the prosthetics do a lot of the work, obviously,
for
but
sure.
yeah, it's not like it would have been more distracting if it just looked like Nicolas Cage.
Oh, definitely
It
would.
would have,
Yeah.
you kind of, but I mean, so unsettling in
Very
terms
unsettling.
of performances and
Yeah, this movie, I would say, and I've seen a lot of people in the last week or so talk about this, and some people said, well, this isn't horror. All that happened in this was I watched the movie and I felt an incredible sense of dread for many days afterwards. That's not horror. Kind of is, though,
Nobody
isn't
said
it?
boo.
Yeah, nobody said boo.
Nobody
this is,
jumped.
This is a horror thriller. It's not a slasher. It's not
Yeah.
a...
I wouldn't say it's even a super complicated narrative.
No.
It's like tracking down a serial killer, you know?
and I think it is akin to a Silence of the Lambs or something like that.
Yeah.
It is the tension.
Or a 7.
Yeah, or a 7, and there's, we've got a woman, the FBI agent, and she's sort of trying to find the connections between these murders and Longlegs, and there's some really tense scenes where, where's the killer?
With Longlegs.
Is he in your house?
Yeah.
Maybe he's in your house.
But sometimes he's not.
That's
you
true.
think he is, but he's just not.
He's mostly not, honestly, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the tension is great. I think,
It's very upsetting. Like the narrative again is fairly straightforward, but it's very off-putting and off-kilter in the way that they weave around it.
Yeah.
Like certain camera angles, music, like
camera angles for sure,
yeah. Like you think like they'll often frame something where it looks like somebody's going to appear behind the person, but
that's true, yeah.
it doesn't happen.
Yeah, and sometimes there's a jump scare and it's just somebody moving in the frame, within the frame, So I mean, the tension is certainly there. I would say before we get into spoilers, I think the movie kind of unravels in the third act.
I don't disagree.
I think this movie sort of sets itself up for you to make a certain connections and ask certain questions.
Yeah.
And then as you get into the third act, you realize, oh no, they're not actually
They're not going to do that.
They're not going to do that. This is a different kind of movie, maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the... Maybe
that's
that was
Longlegs.
Maybe that's Longlegs, baby. Maybe that was their intention. Oh, you mentioned Blair Underwood. I think he's good. I think he's great. Actually, he's an actor who's been around for a long time, but he's not generally on my radar because he spent a lot of years doing a lot of very successful shows that have nothing to do with our
Things
lives.
that you like, yeah. I most know him from Sex and the City. He dates Cynthia Nixon's character at one point.
Yeah.
He dates Miranda.
Yeah, but he was also in LA Law and Quantico and Dirty Sexy Money, like all these shows that have been around for a long time.
Never seen any
But I'm
of
like,
that,
I'm not watching that.
So he's rich.
He's rich, exactly.
Good for him.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blair Underwood net worth. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
8 million.
Not bad.
And accurate.
Yeah, it always is.
Don't you think?
It always is.
Should we do some
you might refresh that and it'll say 100 million, and either could be correct. Who knows?
Should we do some spoilers?
Let's do some spoilers. I'm going to say best movie ever. I think it's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, definitely.
Certainly unsettling.
Yep.
You know?
See, to the cinema, it was made for 10 million. It's made over 30 million. So
Okay.
it's more than made its money back, which is it's good to see.
Yeah.
These little horror movies, they are
Little
little,
movies. Yeah.
yeah. It feels big.
It does feel big.
I think it may be because there's a lot of wide shots of things.
Yeah, so Nicolas Cage was one of the producers on this.
Yeah.
I wonder how he got involved. I guess we'll never know.
He likes a weird thing.
He does like a
He's
weird
I'm going to
thing,
be
that's true.
weird.
Yeah.
I'm going to smash my head in the table and my nose will come off.
Yeah.
Why did he do that?
Okay, so big time spoilers. And we'll talk about, it's big time spoiler time. And we'll talk about perhaps why I think this movie sort of unravels a
Is
bit.
it the supernatural / non-supernatural element to it?
So, I mean, what I feel like happens in this movie is there's just barely enough seeds planted within the first two acts of this movie to say maybe there's a supernatural element to this. And then the movie kind of feels like it couldn't really come up with a real reason for any of this to be happening.
Sure,
so it just went, you know what, the devil. But
maybe.
Look, I guess if you haven't seen this, but you're intent on listening anyway.
Yeah.
So at the start of the movie, there's a flashback. Longlegs, the serial killer, visits a farm in the 70s. There's a little girl there. We know it's inferred that it is Lee, the FBI agent.
Fairly evident. Yeah.
And then in a later extension of that flashback later in the movie, we see that Lee's mother scares away Longlegs. She's got a shotty. Yeah. And a shotty is good, mate. As
Take your long legs out of here.
That's right. But then he comes back.
Yeah.
And he overpowers the mother and he says, I'm going to kill your daughter unless you help me do more of my ritual murders.
Yeah.
So he sets up a workshop in her basement.
Was this also before he'd started doing the ritual murders? Because when he targeted them specifically, like it wasn't
he'd done one in the 60s, I think.
Okay, because they don't fit the pattern of what he does. Like it's a father and a mother and a 14-year-old, but they're not that.
No, but she does. Her birthday is the 14th.
Yes, I know, but I'm saying that being the father not being there, was he like, well, this is a place for me to fit in?
Oh, maybe.
He was never really intending to kill.
So he sets up a little workshop, and his modus operandi is he finds a family that fits his criteria for the murder, and then he makes a porcelain replica of the daughter, and then he puts a metal ball in its head that is infused with the power of the devil.
Or it's a radio signal?
Maybe. Or it's radioactive or it's toxic.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then he gets Lee's mother to dress as a nun and then go to the family's home with the doll in a box and say that it is
Happy birthday.
It's a present, it's a prize from the church. And they take it and they bring it in the house, and then the radiation or the radio signal or the devil's magic makes them all go insane, and then the father kills them all and then himself.
Yes.
So it kind of felt like one of those classic locked room mysteries. Like where you go, oh, there's a dead body in the room and there's a wound, but there's no murder weapon and it's locked from the inside and there's nobody in there. And you
use an icicle or whatever.
Yeah, and you think about it and you go, oh, where's the clues and and what else is in the room and how could they have possibly done it? And then the reveal is, well, there was a guy in the room and he killed the guy and then he had a Star Trek teleporter and he just beamed out of the room. You'd go, oh, a thing I could never possibly predict. So I think there was some elements to this movie where, you know,
I mean, they talk about the ball earlier where somebody is like, I was talking about my ex-wife or whatever.
Yeah.
Or maybe thinking of my ex-wife.
So Lee has this intuition. Early on, she somehow knows that a previous killer they're looking for is just in that house. She goes, he's in there, and she's right. And then they take her and the FBI do some sort of psychic powers test on her. They get her to look at a sort of... They get her to guess numbers and look at a series of still symbols.
And she did pretty well, maybe.
So, and then at that point, I'm like, is this a universe where psychic powers are sort of...
Is this Looper?
Is it? Yeah, is this a universe where psychic powers are sort of an established part of the world? Like people believe it? Or did people believe that in the 90s because it was X-Files mania?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And it's the FBI.
And it's out of the satanic panic. It's just out of that era.
Yeah, maybe.
And some of it is. It's set in that era, yeah.
And then there's, we reveal that we see that, we uncover in a farmhouse from one of the previous victims the doll with the ball in its head. And as you mentioned, the one of the forensics guys is like, I scanned it and it made me think of my ex-wife or whatever.
I don't know. And then also one of them, because she's got a doll, the lead FBI agent, made after her, which is destroyed at one point, and there's like a grey smoke
Yeah, so
comes out
Lee
of the
doesn't
back.
remember any of this. Lee doesn't remember
Because
that
of the
Longlegs.
doll, maybe?
Because the doll. Lee doesn't remember that Longlegs used to live in her house and showed up and threatened the family and what have you. Presumably because he made a doll with the magic ball in its head that made her forget.
Yeah.
But then when her mother shoots the doll, you see the haze come out of her and then she remembers everything.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what was happening.
That's what I mean.
I guess if you...
I think it's what's happening, but we're just not clear about why.
Yeah. I guess like if you wanted a mundane explanation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, you definitely do. I guess I was like, well, maybe it's poisonous. Like it's a toxic material. It's radioactive or something. And if you're in its presence for more than 5 minutes, you go mad.
I mean, everybody did seem to have gone mad.
Go mad, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it seemed weird to me that Blair Underwood's character has a daughter whose birthday is the 14th.
Oh, and he never brought it up.
Never once he brings it up or goes, maybe I'm in a little trouble here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, maybe it was the whole thing. He was manipulated into that.
Oh, maybe.
And not knowing.
Or maybe he was just like, this is all nonsense.
Yeah, I can do this.
Yeah, it's fine.
I love Bill Clinton.
I love
have
Bill
a
Clinton.
big picture of Bill Clinton.
I have faith in Bill.
Yeah.
When no one got me, I know Bill Clinton got me.
That's right.
Can I get an amen?
I think it's vibes,
It is vibes, absolutely.
It's vibes, this whole thing. But I think it's worth checking out. Don't expect just a flat-out horror movie, I guess.
Yeah, but also maybe like if you go into this with like as a horror movie fan, with a horror movie mindset, maybe you go into this and you go, well, there's going to be an odd, sort of magical relic thing. Like maybe that isn't surprising to you.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe if you go into that with that mindset, there's no puzzlement to it. You're like, oh, yep, of course there's going to be this. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Man, you know.
All in all, what do you give it out of 10?
10 out of 10.
It's a 10 out of 10, everybody.
It's a 10 out of 10, folks.
That's our first 10 out of 10, actually.
It is actually, yeah.
Is it? Should we move to the next segment of the show?
Are
then?
you also going to give it 10 out of 10?
No.
What are you going to give it?
It's the best movie ever.
Okay, all right.
Which is our normal rating system.
Yeah, it is normal.
Which you should be adhering to.
I did. I wanted to give it a little extra juice.
Fair enough.
It did so well.
All right. Latest song?
No, hang on. And just hang on, all right? Just hang on. Just hang on. Yes. The classic one was letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away. You know they're here right now. We're going to do letters.
Wow.
Wow was right.
If you do want to reach the show, hashtag Weekly Planet Pod on Twitter or weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com.
That's right.
This is from, do you want me to go?
Yeah, go.
This is from Wesley Walker.
Wesley Walker.
Who says, Brave New World is already worst movie ever for me, and it's 100% because of the mustache situation. The question is, whose fault do you think it is? Is Harrison Ford a coward who wouldn't grow one, or are Marvel cowards and don't want Red Hulk to have one? Hashtag Weekly Planet Pod. God, that's a good question, isn't it?
Though?
Is it because Red Hulk doesn't have a mustache? And
Probably.
They don't want to
I mean, if they're trying to do the thing of we don't know who it is, but obviously if you're a comic book reader or you've read any...
Why can't the president have a mustache?
Exactly. But also, if you're going with... if you've watched any YouTube reaction videos or whatever, everybody's joined the dots. So it isn't really a surprise.
No.
But then a lot of people aren't very online. So maybe they'll be surprised, But
That's
also,
true.
if they wanted Thunderbolt Ross to have a mustache, they would just CGI one on.
Yeah, well, that's true also, yeah.
They'd tell Harrison Ford, can you read this line where he goes, I can't believe I got voted in as the president even though I have this mustache. And he'd go, okay, I don't have a mustache, but I guess I'll read this line. And then they just CGI one on for the whole movie. That'd be fun.
That would be really fun. So I just have to respond to this.
Ooh, is it the bloody Queen of England? Camilla Parker Bowles?
It is the Camilla Parker Bowles, yes.
Wow. Is she technically the Queen?
It's Queen Regent.
Oh.
I have to respond to this, Mason. I don't have time to talk about Camilla Parker Bowles.
All right, God. Must be important. Is it the bloody Queen of
It's
England?
the Queen of England, yes.
All right, God. All right, I'll be here.
From the grave.
Wow. What's
Yeah.
that one?
Yeah, I don't know. Look, I'm always up for more mustaches, but I'm not in
Absolutely.
charge of the universe, so what the fuck? What can I do?
Yeah.
I'm
that's
just one
absolutely
man.
right. Yeah.
What have you got in terms of letters?
This is an email from Noah.
Noah.
Hello from Nashville.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Ark.
Hello from Nashville in an arc of my own construction. It
Oh.
says. Yeah, you didn't let me finish.
Sorry.
You're right. I
You
recently
paused for a long time.
I
though.
did, but that's my signature pause for a long time before I say something about an arc. I recently graduated college in December and got a job in February. Must be nice.
Oh, yeah.
I work in natural resources where my primary job entails driving a boat and talking to folks on lakes here in Middle Tennessee.
I love natural resources.
I love boats.
Oh.
I work by myself, so soon after starting the job, I picked up listening to the pod again, and soon the carnage began. Since beginning listening to the pod again, all of the following has happened during or adjacent to Weekly Planet listening.
Oh, no.
Hit a rock with my primary boat, requiring the lower unit of the motor to be replaced. Got stranded on an island by the backup boat twice. The motor for the backup boat blew up while driving it. We put a brand new motor on the backup boat, and it somehow did not run properly. We shattered the window of a different boat, dropping fish habitat into the water. My work truck died in the middle turning lane of a busy intersection, and the alternator in my personal car died in the middle of the car wash. All this totaling some $25,000 in damages. Despite this, I continue listening every week, knowing I'm in mortal danger at all times. Was wondering if I could be the official stranded on an island twice member of the podcast.
Listen, man, it's not our fault you're doing GTA at your work, okay?
Yeah, it seems that way. Or your department has some severe budgetary issues here. Or they're trying to kill you for the insurance money.
But you know what?
Yeah.
You're welcome for us being there.
Yeah.
Through all of these.
Happy to be here.
Trying times.
Yeah.
That is wild.
That's wild
What is
stuff,
happening there?
I don't know, man. No.
Be careful.
Maybe this is some sort of Truman Show kind of situation.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know?
Oh, we do watch this guy on TV.
We do, actually.
Yeah.
Noah from Tennessee.
That's right, Noah from Tennessee. When I
Yeah.
said this guy, I meant Noah
Yeah.
from Tennessee.
It's called Noah's Ark.
That's right. Noah's boat that he keeps crashing.
That's right.
That's fun, man. I like that a lot.
That's fun.
Yeah. Beautiful email. What about this one, Mason? This is from the MCM who says, #WeeklyPlanet Have you boys played Baldur's Gate 3 yet? If not, a little watch along would be fun. Ideally, you understand the mechanics first.
I
with
know
some
how to
dry
play
runs.
Dungeons and Dragons.
No, but mechanically it's different
I bet
because
it's
it's
the
like a
same.
video game
It's
and
the bloody
whatever.
same.
I will never play this.
Really?
It'll absorb my entire life and I can't.
Oh, it's a good point.
So, no.
I don't have a system that would run it, I don't think.
Really?
Yeah.
Use your brain. Use your imagination.
Oh, I'm doing that right now.
I think it's on Switch. Let me check.
It's not on Switch.
Let me check.
Surely not.
Yeah, it says
a
it's on
Switch could not run it.
No, it says on Switch.
Runs
and-
badly.
And you can play it every day.
Wow.
Yeah. It says it doesn't. It's not on there.
I know. I'd have to get a PS5.
It says it's not coming to Switch either, even down the line.
I didn't think it would.
Yeah, why
honestly.
would it though?
It wouldn't. Because it's not powerful enough.
Sometimes you buy a Switch game and it's like some of the game on the disc and then you download, then you have to stream everything else or whatever. That's how they get around it.
I should get a PS5. I want Armored Core 6.
Yep.
I want that.
Yep.
I want other games. Maybe Elden Ring.
Maybe a Spider-Man game, one of the
I
newest
heard
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, 2 Spider-Mans. And
Yeah,
all
I
this
didn't. I played probably like 10 minutes of it and then couldn't.
10 minutes?
Yeah, probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's fun. And Jedi Fallen Order 2, or whatever it's called, is really good. I really like that one. Yeah. And I was playing Robocop for a bit, but that's not exclusively on the PS5.
That's true.
But
It's
that's
probably
fun.
on Switch.
It's probably on Switch. Do you want me to check?
No, it's not on Switch.
How do you know?
It wouldn't be.
It would be, but that game runs like shit.
Yeah.
Oh no, I wrote Roboco, which is on Switch. Is Robocop coming to Nintendo Switch? No, they quietly cancelled the Nintendo version. Didn't I tell you it wasn't going to be on there?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Do you have another
Thanks
letter?
for always having my back.
You're welcome. Do you have another letter?
Of course I do. This one's from Will. This is from Will from Denmark.
Of course I do.
Hi, James and Mace. I was on holiday on the Portuguese island of Madeira last year.
Must be nice.
And we found out pretty quickly that Disney were there filming a Star Wars series, The Acolyte.
I know that. We watched it.
That's right. Big chunks of the island were cordoned off, much to the annoyance of people wanting to hike. We still managed to have a great time, and I was kind of excited to see how the filming turned out. I just finished the series, and leaving aside all the obvious issues with pacing, dialogue, etc.,
Whoa.
I was mainly taken out of it because of recognizing so much of the scenery of the beautiful island with the added CGI overlays.
Absolutely.
Has it ever happened to you that you're taken out of a film or series because you recognize so much of the filming location?
Mad Max 1.
Oh, yeah,
Just
of course.
looks like Kyne.
That's
the
right.
whole thing. Just Kyne roads. Yeah.
Absolutely does.
Yeah. Kyne, Broken Hill, whatever.
Yeah, not so much movies, but a lot of TV stuff.
Yeah. The third series of The Leftovers is set in Melbourne,
Oh, see,
which is strange.
I can tell you that would upset me. Not upset,
Yeah.
but I would be taken out of it for the same reason that a lot of TV shows in the 2000s that were set in Melbourne. Someone would cross a street in Brunswick and end up in Fitzroy
Yeah,
or whatever,
okay,
and you're
yeah.
like, that's not accurate.
That's not true.
A lot of people have that problem with Thor: The Dark World because Thor gets on the train,
On the tube and
he gets on
whatever.
the
Yeah,
tube
yeah,
and he
that's
comes
right.
out in the bloody Tower of London. Or
Well, the
whatever.
MCU is different.
It is. It's true.
It's a different
It's
London.
different London.
It's got elves in it.
Yep,
Whatever
that's
happened in that
right. Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't. Yeah. Nicolas Cage in the first Ghost Rider rides up that
Oh,
bridge.
yeah, he's on the Yarra River for
Yeah.
a moment there, and Rebel Wilson is there,
That's
which
true.
is authentically Australian.
That's right. That took me out of it too.
yeah.
Yeah. I would say it's. I've never like.
Good catch on the Ghost Rider one. I wouldn't have thought of that. But
You're very
that's-
welcome.
Yeah.
I mean, the Fall Guy recently.
yeah.
I think the difference between like.
We don't care about.
No, we don't. But no, we don't. But the Fall Guy also. And sometimes they're not supposed to be set in Melbourne, and it's like, but that like Ghost Rider's not set in Melbourne. but it's very clearly in Melbourne, and that's really distracting.
It is distracting.
Yeah, but if it's it's set here and it's like they get the geography right, it's totally fine. Yeah.
There's a guy on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of guys on YouTube.
And he goes around looking at like the locations of films set in Melbourne to see what they look like now.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember that because there's that movie Malcolm. It's got Colin Friels,
yes.
And he does the bank robbery with the car that breaks in half. You know?
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I know exactly what you're talking
but
about.
he's like, it's a lot of him going, it's a car park now. You know? Or sometimes it's a pub that's still open.
Yeah.
You know? I'm going to find this guy real quick. Here we go. Paul Hagel, Hagl. And he's done an episode on Malcolm and others.
That's incredible. He's going so niche.
Whoa. He's getting some views, though. He's getting views.
That's good.
Romper Stomper.
Good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't agree with it.
Sure. Like Mr. Nice Guy filming locations.
Oh,
Melbourne Central.
the Jackie Chan one.
Melbourne
Isn't
Central.
that bad?
Celebrity Graves in Melbourne.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
That'll be us. That'll be us one day.
Ghost Rider filming locations.
Melbourne Cemetery, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I did know that, yes.
Picnic at Hanging Rock.
What was that YouTube channel called?
It's just his name, Paul Hagel, Hagl.
Hagl?
Yeah, Hagel. Maybe it's Hagel.
Hagler.
Yeah. The farmhouse from Mad Max.
Sweet.
Yeah, okay. All right.
This guy's having a goddamn ball.
Yeah, that's right. He's loving it. The castle filming locations.
Oh, I'll check that out.
Now we're talking.
I got the
mostly near the airport.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
near the airport. Yeah.
Anyway, Death in Brunswick. Mostly in Brunswick, I'd imagine.
I'm gonna look at the castle.
Anyway, that's all good stuff.
I'm gonna watch this. Add this to watch later.
Nice.
Love the castle.
Nice.
All right. Do I have any more? Yes, I do. I got one more from Sunshine in the Funshine, who says, #Weekly Punter Pod. If you were going about your normal day, how many hours would you need to see before you thought something was wrong?
Sorry, say that whole thing again.
If you were going about your normal day,
yes,
you, Nick Mason,
hello.
How many hours would you need to see before you thought something was wrong?
What do you
mean? If it's during the day, like you saw a bunch of owls, how many before you
owls. I thought you said hours.
No, owls. How many hours in the day before you realized there was too many hours in the day?
1. God, I wish I was back in bed.
Yeah, that's true.
Owls, 2.
2? I reckon 7.
7 hours. You're a 7
I'd be
hour.
like, it's a family of owls.
Okay.
And then it's like, and it's the daytime. I'm like, if I walk around night here, I'll see an owl.
I reckon if I saw 2 owls, like separate streets, if I was walking down the street, 2 owls, I would Google owls Melbourne or on Twitter, and I would see if anybody else was seeing too many owls.
Yeah, okay,
you know what I mean? It would only take 2 owls.
Yeah.
1 owl, I'm like, all right. And he's up early or late.
What if you saw Al Johnston? Would that upset you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And he'd be dead as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Walking
How many Al
dead.
Johnstons would you have to see before?
1. Zombie Al Jolson.
Jolson, that's it.
Yeah.
I know names of people.
Yeah.
It's not late.
It's
not
pretty late. Damn, it's late.
You got any more?
I'll find one.
You don't have to.
No, I'm going to find
one. We can just end it here.
No.
All right, I guess we're still going then.
That's right.
God, this guy won't stop. Cannot stop him podcasting.
That's true.
While he's doing that, though, at bigsandwich.co, there's something this week, isn't there? And maybe I'll find out what it is.
Yes.
Right now.
Yes.
Like going through my various documents. My God, I've got so many documents. I'm such a busy businessman.
That's great. You're a big businessman, man.
I didn't say big. I said busy.
Okay.
21st. Yeah, so Aliens Labyrinth. We're doing that Aliens comic.
Okay.
It's a really good one.
Nice.
And then next week will be Aliens Colonial Marines, the video game. The video game, my son.
Video game.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. He still hasn't found a letter.
I found a name. This is from Dan.
Dan?
Wedding shout out, he says.
Whoa.
Hello, gents. I've been watching your YouTube videos for years and years, and this week on the 16th, I got married. I'm emailing from my honeymoon in sunny Wales, and I was hoping you could give my wonderful new wife a shout out. Holly says she isn't a big fan of the pod, but she can't hide her laughter when she listens in.
Yes.
We've got a long journey next week after our holiday, and we'll definitely be listening in on our way. I hope you can do this as a wedding present for me. Keep up the good work. That's from Dan.
Happy wedding.
Happy wedding.
You've done it.
You've done it again.
And we hope you're having a good sunny time in Wales, which
That's
you
right.
said you are.
Yeah.
So you are.
Unless he's lying.
Yeah, unless you're being ironic.
Yeah, maybe being
I don't understand irony.
No.
And I can't read faces.
That's right.
Don't worry about it.
Anyway, thanks, Holly, for not being a fan.
Yeah, Holly. But you laugh sometimes.
Yeah, so you're lying?
And that's, yeah.
God, this email's full of lies.
I don't know what to believe or look at.
Damn.
I think I'm going to
Why
watch.
do people just send us lies?
Yeah.
I feel betrayed.
Do you want to watch Nathan Fillion's The Rookie? I'm just on his Instagram feed and he's just posted about it.
Not really.
Do you want to watch it with me?
No.
We'll watch every episode.
That does very well, I think.
Apparently.
Yeah, it does very well. It's one of those ones.
Yeah, it's one of those
It's
ones.
a Blair Underwood.
That certainly is, yeah. I think that is the show, though.
It is absolutely the show. Thank you, folks, so much for listening in. We absolutely appreciate it. Next week, Deadpool and Wolverine. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
We're going to watch that.
It's going to happen.
You're going to hear us talk about it.
Biggest movie of the year, probably.
That's right.
Yeah.
Folks, thank you for
Certainly
telling your friends
there.
about the podcast. Thank you for leaving a 5-star review on your podcast catcher of choice. If you do so, James will read it out.
I've got a sneaky look on my face, which means it's true. This one's from,
and you've got a secret.
Yep, JM19, who says 5 stars. 2 woke and 2 blokes plus me, the listener, equals 5 stars.
That is so true, actually.
And this one's from Jordan2587, who says classic slobs versus snob story. And then Rodney?
I love that. That's a reference to a thing we did.
It is. There's 2 references in there to things we often talk about. Now you do the rest.
Oh, folks.
You take care of the rest, Mason.
I do that indeed.
Yeah.
Folks, if you want to get into contact with us, you can go to weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com. You can go to the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group or the Weekly Planet Podcast subreddit and Discord for fun civil chats about podcasts and pop culture. Thank you to Fidel and Maisie and Sarabi for moderating those forums.
Wonderful
and
work.
doing the Clips channel and doing the TikToks and doing all sorts of stuff. That's all linked below.
It's
I would
all
imagine.
there, isn't it? Yeah.
If you want to follow some people on the socials first, follow our friend Rob Collings, who edits this podcast.
Yep.
He's at Raw Collings on Twitter. He's at The Weekly Planet on Twitter. He'll keep you updated on all things The Weekly Planet.
He's great like that.
He is great like that and like other ways also.
Yeah, he does other things.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you want to follow some other people on the socials, if you don't mind, I am Wikipedia Brown on Twitter and at Nick Mesa on Instagram. James is Mr. Sunday Movies everywhere.
I'm always looking at Nathan Fillion's Instagram feed to know when the Rookie is doing anything.
Is it still going, that show?
Yeah, it's still going
Good
every
for
day.
him. In
Yeah.
between being Green
Won an
Lantern
Oscar, Emmy,
and
or
being
got an-
Arms Fall Off Boy.
Yeah, I'm full off boy.
That's right. And
Yeah.
probably going to conventions and talking about Firefly.
Probably looking around.
Probably looking around. God damn.
Stop looking around.
Yeah, you've got enough money. Stop looking around.
He's got that looking around money, you know?
Yeah, hell yeah, brother. If you want to support the show, if you're a real Nathan Fillion,
Yeah.
First of all, you can...
Stop looking around.
That's
for
right.
one.
You can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies, chuck in a buck or an amount you would not miss, which would be a lot of money for Nathan Fillion.
Definitely.
But if you're a big spender like Nathan Fillion, presumably, stop looking around and go to bigsandwich.co to sign up for $9 per month, bonus podcasts, early videos, video game let's plays, all sorts of bonus
Movie
stuff.
commentaries,
That's
yeah.
exactly right. If you want some T-shirts, tpublic.com.
That's right.
Search for The Weekly Planet. And thank you to The Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham for all the musical themes. That's the show.
It is.
That's right. Next week, Deadpool Wolverine.
God,
Is it going to save the Marvel Universe? Is it going to save movies?
Yep.
Great.
Done. I've decided.
Terrific.
All right. That's everything.
Grab
And thank
that gem, you guys. We'll see you
Thank
next
you,
week.
Nick Mason.
You're very welcome. I didn't say any of my secrets.
Now you thank me.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thanks.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.